before we go into the fintech space and what your company's role plays in this industry, how does it relate to the center or the history of Lithuania?
Well, let's say that our government, roughly about, I want to say 12, maybe 14 years ago, they decided to create clusters here in Lithuania. So kind of one of them was the Silicon Valley of Europe. That was the goal. And they've done a great job, I think. You know, everybody was complaining about 5 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, that it's not progressing as quickly as we want. But when you come up with a strategy, it takes a while to actually implement, and you see the results further down the road. So now the Silicon Valley of Europe, or at least of Central Europe, I can say, that's happening in Lithuania right now. And it's very fintech oriented, a lot of it. But really the developers is our strong point. We've raised a lot of good developers here in Lithuania. A lot of investments that come in, they look at the value for money that you're getting, and they say, oh, good developers for the money. HarborTouch, we're saying, or Shift4, we're saying, no, it's not about value. It's about the talent, about how good they are, the technologies that they're using, and that's why we made the decision. So Lithuania's history is creating the clusters, and Shift4, we're actually taking advantage of what that yielded for the market.
That's great. That's great to know. And what are the future plans so far? What do you predict?
Well, it's difficult to say right now. Where we're seeing what our board comes up with as far as the future goes, as far as the strategy goes. But right now, Shift4 or HarborTouch, as it was previously known, last year or a year and a half ago, we acquired 4 companies: a payments gateway and 3 other POS providers. So now we've actually, here in Lithuania, we're not just doing development and support for HarborTouch, we're doing it for all of the other brands as well. So Future POS, Restaurant Manager, PosiTouch, and Shift4 Payments Gateway. So the team is growing, and obviously the budget for headcount is very high, very challenging that is. Glad that it's high, but yeah, it's difficult in the market because so many other investments are coming in that are looking for similar technology talent.
So how do you keep yourself competitive then? And obviously, like you're saying, it does come down to the investment on talent and making sure that you've got the right people to push out the right kind of products for your customers as well. And how do you keep yourself competitive in this space?
As far as development goes, it's at the beginning when you open up a development center, you think, okay, well, let's think like Google. Let's go ahead and get foosball, feed everybody, give them remote work, all of these things. It's not really about those benefits. It's really about the challenge that you give the developers, the development in themselves that you give. So we're very rich on providing them with the conferences, the trainings that they need, trips to the U.S. on a regular basis so they can see the industry in the U.S. Just sent 8 developers to the National Restaurant Association show in Chicago. They came back just, wow, this is amazing. They learned a lot. They went to see some of the clients in the US to get feedback on how to make the product even better. And we're also developing new products here. You don't want just to throw an existing project onto their laps and say, well, develop it further. We try to come up with new and innovative, let's say, complementary things to our existing system. And they like that. I mean, if you don't develop your developers, you're going to lose your developers.
Absolutely. I think that's the golden measure there to ensure that every company is successful on their path.
Absolutely.